Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of ADMAIL. This is Bergman, founder and CEO of IRA Financial. I'm here to help you find the answers to the most frequently asked questions from my clients about self-directed retirement accounts. If you want to learn more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Just search IRA Financial. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of ADMAIL. I'm Adam Bergman, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial. In today's episode, we are going to tackle three questions like we do every week, but I think you're going to really enjoy these three because the first is going to tackle the ROBS, the Rollover Business Startup Solution Plan, how you can use retirement money to buy into a business. What happens when you can sell that business? What are the tax consequences? Two, crypto foreign option trading. Can you do it? Should you do it? And what are the tax implications? And then third, if you're going to flip a bunch of homes during the year, will that trigger the UBIT tax? So without further ado, let's get started. First question is from Rick B. of Mobile, Alabama. Rick wants to know, I have a ROBS with you since 2015. I actually know you, Ricky. I'm finally ready to sell my business. What are the tax consequences? So a ROBS is a strategy that takes advantage of an exception under 4975 D13 of the tax code that lets a 401k buy what's called qualifying employer securities or corporate stock. So you can have a 401k on a C Corp, not an S Corp, not an LLC, and then the money rolls from the 401k to the C Corp or used to purchase stock of the C Corp will then be used to acquire business assets. The 401k will own the C Corp along with other shareholders. Corporation will pay 21% tax on any profits, and then the retained earnings can remain in the business or they could be sent back as a dividend to the 401k without tax. So now, Ricky, you want to sell your business. What's going to happen? Well, if you sell a stock, if it's a stock deal and the 401k owns the stock, there'll be no tax, no capital gains, no ordinary income, short-term, long-term, doesn't matter. The money will go right to the 401k without tax. If the buyer wants to buy the assets of the business and not the corporation, because maybe they want to put the assets into another entity like an LLC, then what will happen is there'll be a 21% corporate tax from the asset sale, and then whatever's left will be dividend up to the 401k as the shareholder without tax. Now, if there are other non-401k shareholders, they would pay tax on the dividend, generally ordinary income tax on the dividend. So generally, you're going to want to push for the stock sale, but if you can get more money in an asset sale, you got to just keep in touch in terms of running the numbers and making sure what that tax implication will mean, and that will help you decide whether you want to do an asset or stock deal. Now, most sellers want to do stock deals. Most buyers want to do asset deals. Why? Because if you're a buyer, when you buy the stock, you buy the liabilities. Even though in a purchase agreement, there's going to be reps and indemnification disclaimers, it's still much safer just to buy the assets. So good luck, Ricky, and hopefully you get a really good deal. Second question is from Brian J. of Delray Beach, Florida. Brian wants to know, can I do crypto option trading on a foreign exchange with my self-directed IRA? So yes, you can, but I'm just going to let you know, Brian, I've been doing this a long time. I was one of the first companies to offer crypto trading to clients back in like 2015, 14. Anytime you deal with a foreign exchange, it's risky, right? Forget about FTX and some others that we've all heard about. What I've seen happen is that people get approached on social media, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, say, hey, are you interested in learning about my proprietary crypto trading? You get interested, you start talking, you become friends, and they say, we're going to teach you, we'll put up some money even, and then before you know it, you've given them access to your wallet, and days later, the money's gone. Seen it with personal funds from friends, neighbors, seen it with retirement accounts. Be super careful. That's the first thing. Second thing, you just got to be always cautious about using a foreign exchange because the regulations are very lax, and God forbid there's a problem, like the U.S. court system's not going to help you. You have to find a lawyer there, and good luck, the money's going to be gone for the crypto. So be very, very careful. It's much safer to use a US-based exchange. Still, we all know it's not perfect, but it's much safer. If you're doing option trading, do not give anyone access to your wallet. If they talk to you and say, hey, I got this great trading idea, these tutorials I can help you with, say, no problem. Happy to do a FaceTime call or a Zoom call, Teams call, but you're not getting access to my wallet. You can teach me how to do it. I'll pay you a fee. If you hear them say, well, I'll put in money, let's do it together, be careful, especially if they're reaching out to you on social media. That should put up red flags right away. So just be very, very careful, Brian. It could be a good deal. Again, it's not my job to give you investment advice, but I've seen horror stories where the relationship starts out very friendly, goes on for weeks very successfully, and then ultimately they ask for more control over the wallet, and before you know it, the cryptos are gone. And you'll never see this person again. So just FYI, be super careful. Third and final question on today's podcast from Megan K of North Las Vegas, Nevada. And Megan wants to know, I plan on doing 3 to 4 flips this year in my self-directed IRA. Do you think that will trigger UBIT? So, well, if you can do 3 to 4 flips this year, great. I mean, you're probably doing really well, and maybe in Nevada there's some good deals, because a lot of the real estate investors I'm talking to are having trouble finding good deals. So, what's UBIT? Unrelated business income tax, applies to IRAs. That in 3 instances. 1, use margin to buy stocks, basically borrow money to buy more stocks. Number 2, you get a loan to buy real estate, whether it's margin, whether it's real estate loan, it has to be a non-recourse loan, loan your own personal guarantee. And then thirdly, if you invest in an active trader business through a pass-through entity like an LLC. So then for Megan, the question is, flipping 3 or 4 homes, is that a business? It's possible. I mean, if your intent is to be in business, it could certainly be a business. But if you're doing it passively and you're hiring third parties to do all the contractual work, all the repairs, and you're just kind of sitting on the side, just waiting to sell this thing, I don't think doing 2, 3, or 4 will rise to the level of a trader business. Now, it could, right? You can always intend under 199A of the code. There's basically elements that if you tap into, you could be deemed a business. But on the flip side, if you make sure you don't satisfy any of those provisions, then you won't on its face be deemed a business. Real estate flipping is super passive. Obviously, if you're not doing any of the work yourself, which you can't in an IRA anyways, right? You can't build a pool or fix the fence or mow the lawn. You got to hire third parties to do that anyway. So in my experience, generally 3 or 4 passive flips where everyone's doing the work and you're kind of just managing this thing passively, just making sure everything's going on plan, and just ultimately try to sell the property through a third-party broker, just focusing on price and strategy. I think you're okay. I don't think the IRS will ultimately deem you to be engaged in a trader business, and therefore there should not be any UBIT as long as there's no leverage being used in the transaction. So thank you, Megan. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ricky. Really good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was fun. I think this was a really good selection of questions, because I got IRAs, got Rob's, and talked about cryptos, real estate. I think it was a really diverse and very well selected question. So thanks, Barry. Producer puts this stuff together for me. Appreciate all you guys listening and spending some time with me today. This is a great podcast. Drops every Thursday, so do not forget to check it out again next week. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up would be great. And obviously, you can pick this up wherever you listen to podcasts on any platform. Otherwise, be well. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see everyone again next Thursday. Ciao. Take care.